हरिः ओम्। नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य शतोत्तरः 32 पाठः। अव्यये उत्तरपदे उपपदसमासस्य नियमनं कथं भवति तस्मिन् विषये अद्य सूत्राणाम् अध्ययनं करिष्यामः। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः अस्य वर्गस्य पञ्चप्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं, यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनं, सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत्प्रत्यययोजनं, कृत्प्रत्ययपरे रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः, अष्टाध्याय्यः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कण्ठस्थीकरणम्। इदानीम् अस्माभिः 12 करपत्रम् अधीयमानम् अस्ति। तत्र अस्मिन् करपत्रे प्रामुख्येन क्त्वा प्रत्ययः तथा णमुल् प्रत्ययः इत्येतौ द्वौ प्रत्ययौ भिन्नानां सूत्राणाम् आधारेण पाठितानि सन्ति। अत्र उक्तौ द्वौ अपि प्रत्ययौ बहुषु स्थलेषु उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव विधीयते। अस्मिन् सन्दर्भे उपपदसमासः कुत्रचित् भवति कुत्रचित् न भवति इति पूर्वेषु वर्गेषु अस्माभिः दृष्टम्। तस्मिन् विषये अद्य विस्तरेण चर्चां कुर्मः। उपपदसमासस्य अत्र अस्मिन् करपत्रे कीदृशं नियमनं क्रियते तस्मिन् विषये उपपदसमासस्य त्रीणि सूत्राणि सन्ति। तेषाम् अद्यतनवर्गे अध्ययनं कुर्मः। परन्तु तस्मात् पूर्वम् उपपदसमासस्य विषये किञ्चित् पीठिकां वदामि। इन् क्लास् नम्बर् 15 अस्माभिः तत्र उपपदसमासः अधीतः। उपपदम् इति अपि अस्माभिः क्लास् नम्बर् 5 मध्ये सम्पूर्णरूपेण अधीतं, परन्तु तत्र काचित् पीठिका इदानीमपि आवश्यकी अस्ति। उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ लौकिकविग्रहः कथं लेखनीयः, अलौकिकविग्रहः कथं लेखनीयः इत्यस्मिन् विषये बहुवारं मया बहुभिः छात्रैः प्रश्नाः प्राप्ताः। अतः तस्मिन् विषये किञ्चित् अधिकं प्रारम्भे उक्त्वा तदनन्तरम् उपपदसमासस्य नियमनं कथं भवति तद् अद्य पठामः। उपपदसमासस्य विषये प्रारम्भे यत्किमपि अस्माभिः पूर्वम् अधीतं तस्य इदं पुनरावर्तनम् उत चिन्तनम्। उपपदसमासः इत्युक्ते तत्र कृत् प्रत्ययः उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव विधीयते। प्रारम्भे कृत् प्रत्ययः विधीयते, तदनन्तरं समासः भवति। यथा गङ्गाधरः अस्ति, गङ्गाधर इति शब्दः अस्ति, तत्र धर इति शब्दः प्रारम्भे सिद्ध्यति, तदनन्तरं गङ्गायाः धरः इत्यनेन प्रकारेण समासं कृत्वा गङ्गाधर इति शब्दः सिद्ध्यति। एतादृशाः समासाः उपपदसमासाः न सन्ति। तत्र षष्ठीतत्पुरुषः नो चेत् अन्यः कश्चन बहुव्रीहि कर्मधारयः अन्यः समासः तत्र प्रवर्तते। परन्तु यत्र कृत् प्रत्ययः एव उपपदसमासस्य उपस्थितौ विधीयते, यथा कर्मण्यण इत्यनेन सूत्रेण अणप्रत्ययः कर्मणि उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव भवति, अस्मिन् स्थले उपपदसमासः अस्ति इति उच्यते। उपपदमतिङ् इति तस्य सूत्रम्। उपपदं सुबन्तं समर्थेन नित्यं समस्यते। उपपदम् अतिङ्, अतिङ्गः अयं समासः इति उच्यते। अत्र वस्तुतः अस्मिन् सूत्रे अतिङ् इति ग्रहणेन असुप् इति सुबन्तस्य निषेधः क्रियते इति अस्माभिः पूर्वेषु वर्गेषु ज्ञातं। पुनरेकवारं स्मारयामि। तत्र समासः नित्यं द्वयोः सुबन्तयोः मध्ये एव भवति इति आदिमः विषयः नित्यं स्मरणे संस्थापितव्यः। यथा राज्ञः पुरुषः, राज्ञः इति सुबन्तं पुरुषः इति सुबन्तं तयोः समासं कृत्वा राजपुरुषः इति शब्दः सिद्ध्यति। अतः सामान्यरूपेण समासः द्वयोः सुबन्तयोः मध्ये भवति, परन्तु अत्र अस्मिन् स्थले एकं सुबन्तं तथा च अपरं प्रातिपदिकम् अस्ति, अपरं कृदन्तम् अस्ति। तत्र सुप् प्रत्ययस्य विधानात् पूर्वं समासः क्रियते। तस्य निर्देशः अत्र उपपदम् अतिङ् इत्यनेन क्रियते। एतत् सर्वं पूर्वं दृष्टम्। अतिङ् ग्रहणं ज्ञापयति। सुपा इति इह न अनुवर्तते इत्युक्ते अत्र सुबन्तेन समासः भवति इत्यस्य नियमस्य अपवादरूपेण अत्र केवलं प्रातिपदिकेन कृदन्तेन अत्र समासः भवति। अतः अस्माकं फ्लो चार्ट् मध्ये अपि तत्र कृत् प्रक्रियायाः फ्लो चार्ट् अस्ति अस्माकं वर्गे, तत्रापि उपपदसमासः कुत्र क्रियते स्टेप नंबर 6-5 तत्र उपपदम तथा कृत् प्रत्यये अपे कृत् प्रत्ययम अपेक्षमाणः धातुः प्लस कृत् प्रत्ययः, दिस कॉम्बिनेशन इज द कृदन्त, तस्य उपपदेन स समासः भवति। अत्र सुप् प्रत्ययः कुत्रापि नास्ति, सुप् इज एडेड ऑल द वे एट द एंड। सो अत्र अतिङ् इत्यनेन सुप् इति नानुवर्तते इति स्पष्टीभवति। अनेनैव प्रकारेण अत्र अस्मादेव सूत्रात् गतिकारकोपपदानां कृद्भिः सह समासवचनं प्राक् सुबुत्पत्तेः इति परिभाषा अपि ज्ञाप्यते। प्राक् सुबुत्पत्तेः, सुप् प्रत्ययस्य उत्पत्तेः पूर्वम् अत्र उपपदसमासः भवति। भिन्नानि उदाहरणानि अस्माभिः अस्मिन् अभ्यासक्रमे वारं वारं दृष्टानि। कुम्भं करोति इति कुम्भकारः, तत्र क्रू प्लस् अण इति कृदन्तं, कुम्भम् इति उपपदं, द्वयोः मिलित्वा समासः भवति। तदनन्तरं सुप् प्रत्ययः अग्रे आगच्छति। अतः इदानीम् अस्मिन् समासे पश्यामश्चेत् प्रथमं पदं तु सुबन्तमेव, द्वितीयं पदं तत्र कृदन्तम् अस्ति, न हि सुबन्तं न हि तिङन्तं न हि धातुः, प्रातिपदिकम् अस्ति, कृदन्तम् अस्ति। पंके जातः इति पंकजः, पंके इति सुबन्तम् उपपदम्, जन प्लस ड इति कृदन्तम् उत्तरपदम्। ईषत् क्रियते इति ईषत्करः, ईषत् इति पूर्वपदम् उपपदम्, क्रू प्लस खल इति उत्तरपदम् कृदन्तम्। अनेन प्रकारेण सर्वत्र उपपदसमासः भवति। उपपदसमासस्य विधानम्, उपपदसमासस्य विषये कृत् प्रत्ययः केवलम् उपपदस्यैव उपस्थितौ विधीयते, अन्यथा न विधीयते इति अपि स्मर्तव्यम्। इदानीम् अस्मिन् विषये उपपदसमासस्य वृत्तिः इत्युक्ते लौकिकविग्रहः अलौकिकविग्रहः च कथं लेखनीयः इत्यस्मिन् विषये बहुवारं तत्र प्रश्नाः पृच्छन्ते, कश्चन नॉन क्लैरिटी अपि तस्मिन् विषये अस्ति, कन्फ्यूजन भवति। अतः तत्र तस्मिन् विषये किञ्चित् विशदीकरोमि। प्रारम्भे संक्षेपेण एव ब्रूमः। प्रारम्भे उपपदसमासस्य लौकिकविग्रहं पश्यामः। तत्र एकस्यैव कृदन्तस्य भिन्नैः प्रकारैः वृत्तिः भवितुम् अर्हति। When you want to write the laukika vigraha, you can have multiple possible correct answers. Any one of them you can choose. So here is a simple example. Just give me 1 minute. So here is a simple example. Atra kumbhakaraha iti shabdah asti. Tatra kumbham karoti. This is a patent vritti. Kumbham karoti iti kumbhakaraha. But atra पाठितः अणप्रत्ययः नहि विशिष्टे संदर्भे नहि विशिष्टस्य कालस्य निर्देशार्थं प्रयुज्यते, केवलं तत्र कर्मणि उपपदम् आवश्यकम्. So you can rewrite the same statement in the कर्मणि version also. कुम्भः क्रियते अनेन, सः अपि कुम्भकारः। कुम्भम् अकरोत्, सः अपि कुम्भकारः। कुम्भस्य कर्ता, one वृत्ति can be given in terms of another कृदन्ता, कुम्भस्य कर्ता सः अपि कुम्भकारः। You can change the order. कुम्भं करोति इत्यस्य स्थाने करोति कुम्भं, सः अपि कुम्भकारः। कुम्भकारकः, you can have the वृत्ति with a single word. So कुम्भकारः इति अपि कुम्भकारः। You can change vachanas. कुम्भौ करिष्यति सः अपि कुम्भकारः, कुम्भान् करिष्यति सः अपि कुम्भकारः। You can use whichever lakar you want. Kumbham akarshit sahapi kumbhakarah. So there are multiple different ways. भिन्नैः प्रकारैः अत्र कुम्भकार इति शब्दस्य वृत्तिः भवितुम् अर्हति। किं नाम वृत्तिः इत्युक्ते तत्र शब्दस्तत्र तस्य शब्दस्य अर्थः यैः शब्दैः एकत्र रूपेण स्पष्टः भवति, तत्र वृत्तिः अस्ति इति उच्यते। अतः यैः शब्दैः मिलित्वा कुम्भकार शब्दस्य अर्थः अस्माकं मनसि स्पष्टीभवति, तेषां शब्दानाम् अत्र संकलनं वृत्तिरूपेण अस्माभिः स्वीकर्तुं शक्यते। अतः लौकिकविग्रहः बहुभिः प्रकारैः भवितुम् अर्हति। अलौकिकविग्रहस्य विषये तादृशं नास्ति। अलौकिकविग्रहः तु विशिष्टप्रकारेण एव लेखनीयः। तत्र उपपदं तस्य विशिष्टा विभक्ति प्रारम्भे भवेत्। So even if you have kumbha kriyate anena, or even if you have kumbhau karishati, kumbhasya karta, and so on, there must be a specific upapada. Obviously you can use dvivachanam, that's not a big deal, but otherwise there must be a specific vibhakti on that upapada. There must be the pratyaya and the dhatu, and then you can further break down the upapada into prakruti pratyaya vibhaga with an appropriate sup vibhakti pratyay in front of it. So atra ete sarve भिन्नाः लौकिकविग्रहस्य प्रकाराः सन्ति चेदपि अलौकिकविग्रह तु विशिष्टैव प्रकारेण अत्र लेखनीया। अस्य अलौकिकविग्रहलेखनस्य विषये इदानीं किञ्चित् चिन्तनं कुर्मः। तत्र प्रामुख्येन संशयस्य विषयः, कस्मिन् विषये संशयः उत्पद्यते इति चेत् तत्र कुम्भम् इत्यस्य स्थाने द्वितीया कथम् आगच्छति, अपि च तस्य विग्रहस्य स्थाने कुम्भ प्लस् नस इति षष्ठी कथम् आगच्छति, अस्मिन् विषये भिन्नाः प्रश्नाः, भिन्नाः संशयाः तत्र उत्पद्यन्ते। अतः तस्मिन् विषये अत्र कश्चन संक्षेपरूपेण चार्ट् अपि निर्दिष्टः अस्ति। I will be walking you through all the cells of this particular chart one by one, and then we will talk about the further niyamanam of Upapada Samasa. So this chart is specifically about alaukika vigraha. Alaukika vigraha vishishta rupenaiva lekhaniyah. Tasmin vishaye atra kechana niyamaha sankalitaha santi. Tatra कृत् प्रत्ययः कस्मिन् अर्थे प्रयुज्यते इति प्रारंभे द्रष्टव्यम्. Is this a कर्तृर्थे कृत् प्रत्ययः? So an, for example, is a pratyaya that is used in the kartrartha sense. The upapadam is karmani, but the pratyaya is used in the kartrartha sense. So pratyayah kartrarthe asti, uta pratyayah karmarthe asti, उत प्रत्ययः भावार्थे नो चेत् अन्यस्य कारकस्य निर्देशार्थं प्रयुज्यते इति प्रारंभे द्रष्टव्यम्. तदनन्तरं तादृशे वाक्ये उपपदस्य किं विभक्ति प्रत्यय विधानं कृतमस्ति, कीदृशं विभक्ति प्रत्यय विधानं कृतमस्ति, तद् तत्र प्रारम्भे तत्र अनन्तरं द्रष्टव्यम्. So is the upapadam indicating the karta, upapadam indicating the karma? So forget about whether it goes in prathama or whether it goes in tritiya or shashti or whatever. Is it indicating the karma, is it indicating the karta, or is it indicating any other karakas, or is it an avyaya? So that we have to first decide. So etat sarvam tu sutrat eva jnayate. Karmanyana iti sutram pathamaschet तत्र कर्त्रर्थे कृत् प्रत्ययः तथा च उपपदं कर्मवाचकम् उपपदम्. So कर्त्रर्थक प्रत्ययः and कर्मवाचकम् उपपदम्, you get षष्ठी vibhakti over here. Therefore the alaukika vigraha must be kumbha plus nasa plus kru plus ana. In this way, first determine what is the krut pratyaya. Is it kartari, karmani, or any other set? That's the third column. Then decide what is the karaka on the upapada, and just find the common intersection, and that is the vibhakti on that karaka that we should be using. So this is just a summary table. There is nothing great in this table. I'm just going to walk you through each of the rows in one slide to give sufficient examples. So अत्र प्रारंभे कर्तृर्थे कृत् प्रत्ययः यदि प्रयुज्यते, प्रायः सर्वत्र कृत् प्रत्यय कर्तृर्थे एव अस्ति. कर्तरी कृत इति सूत्रेण सर्वत्र कर्तर्थे कृत् प्रत्ययः भवति प्रायः बहुषु स्थलेषु. अतः यत्र कृत् प्रत्ययः कर्तरी प्रयुज्यते तत्र भिन्नस्य उपपदस्य विषये किं किं भवति इति पश्यामः. तत्र प्रारंभे if you have a kartari krut pratyaya and if you have an upapada which is kartari. So let's go back on the previous slide. I'm basically looking at the first column now. Kartarthe krut pratyaya asti chet upapadam kartari asti chet kim bhavati. Very rare examples. Upapadam karmani asti chet kim bhavati. Lots of examples. And upapadam karnadishu asti chet kim bhavati. Again very rare examples. So tatra kartruvachakam upapadam asti. तत्र प्रथमा विभक्तेः प्रत्ययेन सह एव विग्रहः भवति. सो पूर्वः सरति इति पुरोग्रतोग्रेषु सर्तेः पूर्वे कर्तरि. So that is the sutram. पूर्वः सरति iti. All these sutras have already been taught. So if you do not remember any particular sutram, you know you have to go back to that video and watch. So पूर्वे कर्तरि इति ट प्रत्ययः. पूर्वे कर्तरि अत्र पूर्व इति कर्तर्थ उपपदमस्ति. So Ta pratyaya is again kartrarthe pratyaya. So the alaukika vigraha will be purva plus su. This is prathama vibhakti because the upapadam is kartari upapadam. Another example, anadhyah adhyah bhavati. So adhya subhaga sthula palita nagnam priyeshu chvartheshu chvacho kriyak karnekhyun. And the next sutram kartari bhokhyashnuch kukayam. So the previous one I recited for anuvrittis. This is the one, the actual sutram. Kartari bhokhyashnuch kukayam. Atrapi कर्तरी कर्तरर्थे उपपदे अत्र प्रत्यय विधानमस्ति अतः आढ्य प्लस सु प्रथमायाम एव अत्र उपपदस्यपि विधानं क्रियते प्लस भू प्लस खिष्णुच इति अत्र अलौकिक विग्रहः करणीयः यदि उपपदम कर्मणि विद्यते दैट इज द बिगेस्ट मोस्ट कॉमन सेट कर्मण्यण भावामश्च आतोनुपसर्गे का सर्वत्र कर्मणि उपपदमस्ति सो यदि कर्मपदम यदि उपपदम कर्मणि विद्यते तर्हि तत्र षष्ठी विभक्तिः भवति कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति इति सूत्रम् actually one of the biggest source of confusion for many people. I will be talking about Kartru Karmanoho Kruti Sutram in our second last class in details after sheet number 12 is over. I'll be talking about this sutram, but the gist of this sutram, which I have probably told 20 times till now, is this. यदि प्रत्ययः कृत् प्रत्ययः कर्त्रर्थे प्रयुज्यते तर्हि कर्मपदस्य षष्ठी विभक्तिः भवति यदि कृत् प्रत्ययः कर्मणि प्रयुज्यते तर्हि कर्तृपदस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति भवति सो एग्जांपल रामः ओदनं पचति दिस इज अ सिंपल सेंटेंस नाउ इफ यू कन्वर्ट दिस इनटू द कर्तृर्थेण वुल प्रत्यय we say रामः ओदनस्य पाचकः the karma pada goes in the shashti so anytime the krut pratyaya is in the kartartha sense karma goes in the shashti on the reverse anytime if the krut pratyay is in the karmani sense let's take example of ktim the kartrupada will go in shashti mama matihi mama buddhihi mama shaktihi no chet mama shayika anuch pratyah asti mama shayika paryayar harnotpatti shunvuch स्त्री प्रत्यय ninth sheet तत्र णवुच प्रत्ययः नो चेत् tin pratyayः so anytime a pratyaya is used in the karmani sense the karta goes in the shashti anytime the pratyaya goes in the kartari sense the karma goes in the shashti this is the primary use case of kartru karmanoho kruti the same sutra has been extended is now being reused to decide the vibhakti on the upapadam also in the alaukika vigraha so this kind of usage that we are doing over here kumbham karoti kumbham iti karmavachakam upapadam तत्र विग्रहे कृते कुंभ प्लस नस इति षष्ठी विभक्तेः प्रत्ययः अत्र भवति so this is not a primary use case of कर्तृकर्मणो कृतिः sorry कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति was not designed for grammarians to create random vigrahas in their own prakriya the primary use case of kartrukarmanoho kruti was to justify the shashti vibhakti in sentences like mama shayika bhavatah shayika or odanasya pachakaha and so on but as a corollary because the current situation also fits in the same context अत्रापि कर्मपदम् अस्ति अत्रापि कर्मपदस्य विग्रहः करणीयः अत्रापि तत्र विभक्तिः आवश्यकी अतः तेनैव सूत्रेण अत्रापि विधानं क्रियते so this is kind of an overloaded sutra in one sense it is used in real sentences like devadattah odanam pachati in the other sense it is used in the artificial prakriya where we break the upapadam into vibhakti and prakriti and pratyaya so tatra kumbham karoti iti udaharanam shatrun vadhyat ashishihanah iti kartari da pratyayah asti tatra shatru plus षष्ठी बहुवचनस्य प्रत्ययः so you can retain the vachana अत्र एकवचनमस्ति चेत् एकवचनस्य प्रत्ययः बहुवचनमस्ति चेत् बहुवचनस्य प्रत्ययः भवितुम् अर्हति अत्र किं स्मर्तव्यं कुम्भं करोति इति वदामः कुम्भः क्रियते इति वदामः कुम्भस्य कर्ता इति वदामः तत्र लौकिकविग्रहे किमपि वाक्यं भवेत् अत्र तु कुम्भ प्लस नस प्लस कृ प्लस अण इत्येव कर्तव्यम् so you don't look at the vibhakti in the vigraha vakya in the vigraha vakya it is dvitiya because this is kartari sentence but you can rewrite the vigraha vakya by saying kumbhah kriyate Don't look at the vibhakti in the vigraha vakya and then decide whether it is kartari or karmani. It will confuse you. Look at the semantics, look at the meaning. Kumbhaha kriyate ityatra kumbhaha iti karma padamasti. Ataha atra tasya kumbham plus kru plus ana ityeva vigraha agre gatva. In the next step, when you break down the upapadam, it has to be kumbha plus nasa plus kru plus ana. This is a convention of writing the prakriya. Understand this. This is all going in your head, doesn't really affect anything in the real world or real words outside. So this is purely a convention that directly follows from the sutram kartru karmanoho kruti. So tatra karma vachakam upapadam asti chet shashti vibhaktehe sah vigrahah अन्यत् उपपदम अस्ति. मे बी करणवाचकम उपपदम, अधिकरणवाचक उपपदम, संप्रदानवाचकम उपपदम, अन्यत् उपपदम अस्ति चेत् षष्ठेः सम्बन्धः नास्ति, षष्ठी विभक्तेः सम्बन्धः नास्ति, तत् विभक्ति प्रत्ययेन सह अलौकिक विग्रहः क्रियते. सो पंके अजायत इत्यत्र अधिकरणम अस्ति. You retain it, you say panka plus ni. Every time you break up, you should not be using shashti. Only when it is karma vachaka upapada you should use shashti. In all other cases, retain it the way it is. So panke will be broken as panka plus ni. पंक प्लस नी प्लस जन प्लस ड अत्र कर्तरि ड प्रत्ययः अधिकरणे तत्र उपपदमस्ति तस्य तादृशमेव विग्रहः क्रियते. पादेन पिबति अन्यदुदाहरणं तत्र तृतीया करणम् अस्ति तत्रापि तादृशः एव विग्रहः क्रियते. अनेन प्रकारेण now the first column on the previous slide will make much sense. कर्त्रर्थका कृत् प्रत्यय अस्ति चेत् कर्मपदस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति भवति, कर्तृपदस्य प्रथमा विभक्ति एव, अन्येषाम् उपपदानां तु सः एव विभक्ति प्रत्ययः अग्रे अपि विधीयते. Now the same sutra kartrukarmanoho kruti gets flipped for the karmarthaka krut pratyaya. So karmarthaka krut pratyaya asti chet this shashti goes here because karta goes in the shashti. This prathama goes here because karma will now be in prathama and others are unchanged. So first column and second column are exactly identical. So tatra udaharanani api jhatiti pashyamah. Yatra krut pratyayah karmani prayujyate. Tatra कर्तृवाचकस्य उपपदस्य कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति इति षष्ठी विभक्त्या सह अलौकिक विग्रहः. सो ब्रह्म उद्यते इति अत्र ब्रह्म प्लस नस इति षष्ठी विभक्तिः भवति. ब्रह्म उद्यते इज बेसिकली द ब्रह्म that is being spoken. So कर्मणि क्यप भवति. Kashika actually, Kaumudi actually doesn't allow karmani kyap over here, but Kashika allows. Karmani also says keshanchana matena atra karmani kyapapi asti. So I have quoted that example. So kartruvachakam upapadam goes into shashti. Again, very rare examples. Karmavachakam upapadam goes into prathama. So kartrukarmanoscha bhukruyoho. A few classes ago we saw this sutram. Atra anadhyah sukhena adhyah kriyate. Atra adhya iti karmavachakam upapadam. So kriyate tasyaha karta kashchana bhinnah asti. Devadattena kriyate. So Devadatta is the karta and Devadatta converts Yajnadatta from a poor person to a rich person. So anadhyah sukhena adhyah kriyate. Atra adhyah कः कः आढ्यः इत्युक्ते कश्चन यज्ञदत्तः आढ्यः क्रुधातोः सः कर्मत्वं स्वीकरोति. अतः अत्र कर्मपदस्य उपस्थिति अस्ति, कर्मपदमस्ति, तत्र प्रथमा विभक्तेः सह एव विग्रहः कर्मणि कृत् प्रत्यय. So very rarely कर्मणि कृत् प्रत्ययs are used. तयोरेव कृत्यक्त खलर्थः. Only handful of कृत् प्रत्ययs are used in the कर्मणि sense. So तत्र खल इत्यस्य उदाहरणम् अत्र दत्तम्. आढ्य इत्यस्य प्रथमा विभक्तेः सह एव विग्रहः. अन्येषाम् उपपदानां तत्तत् विभक्ति प्रत्ययेन सह विग्रहः. सो पाणिभ्यां सृज्यते अत्र कर्मणीण्यत प्रत्ययः अस्ति, तृतीया विभक्ति तादृशी एव तिष्ठति. पादाभ्यां ह्रियते अत्र कर्मणीण्मुल् प्रत्ययः अस्ति, पंचमी विभक्ति तादृशी एव तिष्ठति. अनेन प्रकारेण अत्र कर्मणि उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ नो चेत् कर्मणि क्षम्यताम् अत्र कर्मणि कृत् प्रत्ययस्य उपस्थितौ नो चेत् कृत् प्रत्ययः यत्र कर्मणि प्रयुज्यते तत्र उपपदस्य विभक्ति विधानम् एतादृशं क्रियते. तृतीयः बिन्दुः अस्ति किञ्चित् क्लिष्टः. लेट्स् गो बैक टू द चार्ट अगेन. तत्र तृतीयः बिन्दुः अस्ति भावार्थकः कृत् प्रत्ययः विशेषरूपेण. तत्र किमस्ति भावार्थकः कृत् प्रत्ययः यत्र अस्ति तत्र कर्तृपदम अपि कृत् प्रत्ययेन न निर्दिश्यते, कर्मपदम अपि कृत् प्रत्ययेन निर्दिश्यते, उभयोः तत्र षष्ठी विभक्ति भवति. So it's basically a union of the two. In the first case, because karma was not indicated by krut pratyaya, it went into shashti. In the second case, because the karta was not indicated by the krut pratyaya, it went into shashti. Now in the third case, both karta and karma are not indicated by the krut pratyaya. In such a case, actually there is a different sutram called ubhaya praptau karmani. When both of them are not represented by the krut pratyaya, both of them tend to go in shashti. But when both of them are present, only one of them can go in shashti, that is karma. So ubhaya praptau karmani, yatra dvayoho api shashti vibhaktyah prasaktihi asti, तत्र केवलं कर्म पदस्यैव षष्ठी विभक्ति भवति. But in case of upapadas, you don't get the simultaneous application of both. So if you have kartruvachakam upapadam, there will not be karmavachakam upapadam. If you have karmavachakam upapadam, there will not be kartruvachakam upapadam. So ubhaya praptau, that clause is not satisfied in the current case, and therefore we actually have a simpler version to deal with here, that because the krut pratyaya is in the bhave sense, the kartari upapadam will also go in shashti, the karmani upapadam will also go in shashti. That ubhaya praptau, that problem comes when both of them are simultaneously present in the sentence. So we will see these examples in the second last class, but we don't have to worry about those examples right now. Here we are anyway not doing the real application of kartru karmano kruti. We are doing the prakriya specific, a corollary, the side application of kartru karmano kruti. That side application is actually simple. We will either have a karmani upapadam or kartari upapadam. We don't have ubhaya praptau, and therefore whatever we have, it turns into shashti. The only example is for the khal pratyaya, na lokavyaya nishtha khalarthatrunam इत्यत्र खल प्रत्ययस्य विषये षष्ठी निषिध्यते, अतः तत्र तृतीया विभक्ति भवति. अन्ये प्रत्ययः अपि तस्मिन् सूत्रे सन्ति, न ल उ उक अव्यय निष्ठा, एते सर्वे अन्ये प्रत्ययाः अपि तत्र सन्ति, परन्तु एतेषां सर्वेषां विषये तत्र उपपदस्य उदाहरणानि न लभ्यन्ते. So understand, we are dealing in a restricted framework of having an upapada. So when you attach a kta pratyaya or when you attach a lakara pratyaya, la u uka and so on, when you attach a trun pratyaya, you don't have a particular upapadam in that particular case, in that particular situation, and therefore the only valid examples are the examples for the khala pratyaya. So pashyama, so that is basically the last particular column. So yatra krut pratyaya कर्तृ भिन्न तथा कर्म भिन्न कारकस्य निर्देशार्थम उत भावस्य निर्देशार्थम प्रयुज्यते, तत्र किं भवति इति चेत् कर्तृवाचकस्य उपपदस्य अपि षष्ठी विभक्ति, कर्मवाचकस्य उपपदस्य अपि षष्ठी विभक्ति. तत्र कर्तृवाचकस्य उपपदस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति, परन्तु खल प्रत्ययस्य विषये न लोकाव्य निष्ठा खलर्थृतुताम इति षष्ठी निषिध्यते, अतः तृतीया विभक्ति भवति. So I think for kartruvachaka upapada, this shashti vibhakti, I couldn't find any examples, but for khal pratyaya tritiya vibhakti, tatra anadhyena sukhena adhyena bhuyate, tatra adhya iti kartari upapadam asti, because adhyena bhuyate, adhya is the person who is actually becoming, the one who is becoming from say poor to rich, unwealthy to wealthy. So adhya tatra तृतीया विभक्ति प्रत्ययेन सह अलौकिक विग्रह. So we say आढ्य प्लस टा. कर्मवाचक उपपदस्य अपि षष्ठी विभक्ति प्रत्ययेन सह विग्रहः. कर्णे यो विदृशु इति कर्णे अप प्रत्यय. So this up is in the करण sense. So कर्तृ कर्म भिन्न का प्रत्ययः, and अय इति तत्र षष्ठी विभक्त्या विग्रहः भवति. So these are all very specific and rare examples that I had to pick up by looking at the entire sutra patha, various, and bringing all the sutras at one time in brain. So all these are like kind of only two examples that you will be able to get for each of these individual aspects. The most common is the karma pada going into shashti and other upapadam retaining its vibhakti, like panke ajayata, कर्मणि प्रत्ययः अस्ति चेत् कर्तरि प्रत्ययः अस्ति चेत् कर्मणि उपपदं षष्ठी विभक्तौ गच्छति, कर्तरि प्रत्ययः अस्ति चेत् अन्यत् उपपदं तस्याम एव विभक्तौ गच्छति. That is the primary use case. All others are like small corner cases that I have listed over here. So अनेन प्रकारेण उपपदसमासस्य उपस्थितौ अलौकिकविग्रहः यदा क्रियते तदा उपपदसमासस्य कीदृशी विभक्तिः भवति अस्मिन् विषये एते सर्वे नियमाः अस्माभिः स्मर्तव्याः. So today there is a homework. In the homework I'm going to ask you to, basically I've given clauses like कर्तृवाचकम् उपपदम् अस्ति, तथा तृतीयायां नो चेत् से करणे प्रत्ययः अस्ति. Give me one example of laukika vigraha and alaukika vigraha. So basically in that particular matrix I have given one condition on the row, one condition on the column. You just have to match that to go to the corresponding cell and find out one example from the sutra patha. That's all that you have to do in that particular exercise. I'll talk about it towards the end. Idanim, with all this Pithika, which is not directly related to what we are going to discuss today, but nevertheless it was required looking at various types of questions on this particular topic that I have been getting across last many months. So Idanim, अद्यतनवर्गस्य विषयः उपपदसमासस्यैव विषये अस्ति, परन्तु तत्र उपपदसमासस्य नियमनं कथं भवति. तत्र तस्मात् पूर्वम् उपपदसमासस्य नियमनं किमर्थम् आवश्यकम् अत्र इति चेत् 3, 4, 18 alankhalof pratishedayof pracham twa. Let's go to the list of sutras. Look at this. We have covered all these tumun pratyaya and we quickly ran through all these gray colored sutras in 30 seconds and so on. And we discussed, after that we discussed the prakriya for ktwa and lyapa pratyaya. So we are actually now, from the next class onwards, we are going to start with this 3, 4, 18 अलंखलोफ प्रतिषेधयोफ प्राचाम त्वा उदीचाम मांगो व्यतिहारे paravaryoge च and so on. There is a question on the previous slide that let me take up. So in ayaha hanyate, the pratyaya is in the karane sense. That is correct. So look at the heading. Yatra krut pratyayah kartru karma bhinna karakasya nirdeshartham. So it can be any other karaka or it can be bhava. So we don't distinguish between the two things, whether it is bhava or whether it is kartru bhinna karaka and karma bhinna karaka. It doesn't really matter. All the final results are captured in the same slide. So यदि कुर् प्रत्ययः कर्तृ भिन्न कर्म भिन्न कारके अस्ति, नो चेत् भावे अस्ति, एते एव सर्वे नियमाः तत्रापि प्रयोक्तव्याः. There is another question. Can you explain the difference between Upapada Samasa and Gati Samasa? So the answer is Upapada Samasaha ityukte yatra krut pratyayaha upapadasya upasthitau eva bhavati. That is Upapada Samasa. If you take Kumbhakara, can you get anapratyaya only on the kru dhatu? The answer is no. You need to have some Upapada over there. That Upapada may be, a word, it may be avyaya, it may be a upasarga, whichever you want. But the question that you have to ask is it possible to attach the krut pratyaya without that upapada? If the answer is no, if it is revealed that upapadasya upasthitau eva krut pratyaya bhavati, tarhi tatra upapada samasah asti. So this is extremely simple. Nothing to be complicated. Nothing is complicated over here. Upapadasya upasthitau pratyaya vidhiyate chet upapada samasah asti. You don't have to worry about whether that upapada is upasarga or whether it is a subanta or whether it is avyaya. You don't have to worry anything about that. Now come to gati. Let's start discussing gati samasa. गति समासस्य विषये किम् अस्ति? कृत् प्रत्ययः तु केवलं धातोः एव भवितुम् अर्हति. यथा गत गम इति धातोः क्त प्रत्यये कृते गत इति रूपं सिद्ध्यति. So when you add the kt pratyay on gama dhatu, you do not need any upapadam. So this is a normal krudanta. परंतु तत्र आगत निर्गत उपागत इत्येतेषां सर्वेषां सिद्धि कथं भवति इति प्रश्ने कृते तत्र आ नो चेत् निर् नो चेत् उप उपा vi and so on are all upasargas. You need a way to join these upasargas with these krudantas. So a plus gata ityatra kidrishah samasah asti. Obviously it is not upapada samasa. Obviously it is not any other samasa like shashti tatpurusha samasa or whatever. So the answer over there is that it is called gati samasa. So ku gati pradayaha ityeva sutramadi just before the upapada mating. Ku gati pradayaha ityeva sutrena tatra samasah diyate. So that is a gati samasa. It will typically happen with gati samnyakas or pradis, which are basically the upasargas. The upasargas and other things like spashti krutya, vishadi krutya, shukli krutya, all these are in these sentences. Shukli, Vishadi, Spashti are all are Gati Samyaka, and that would be the Gati Samasa. So the primary difference between Gati Samasa and Upapada Samasa is that प्रत्ययस्य विधानम् उपपदसमासस्य उपपदस्यैव उपस्थितौ भवति चेत् उपपदसमासः तादृशं नास्ति चेत् गतिसमासः. Now that we are in on this topic, let me also tell one very important thing which I have told in previous one of the few classes, but again because this we are on the same topic, let's talk about it. इदानीं शब्दद्वयं पश्यामः. आगच्छति इति एकः शब्दः, आगतः इति द्वितीयः शब्दः. अत्र किं ज्ञातव्यम्? आगतः इत्यत्र समासः अस्ति. There is a samasa between a and gata, and that is gati samasa, because the kta pratyaya does not depend on a. It can just get attached to the gama dhatu, and then a and gata will combine together. That is called gati samasa. On the other hand, in the word agachati, howsoever weird it is going to sound, but there is no samasa at all. तिङन्तानां विषये समासः नैव भवति उपसर्गस्य कारणात्. In when you say agachati, you actually have two different padas sitting next to each other. A is a completely separate pada, gachati is a completely separate pada. You just write them together and you say agachati. तिङन्तानां विषये उपसर्गस्य तथा तिङन्तस्य कोऽपि समासः न भवति. कृदन्तानां विषये कृदन्तस्य तथा उपसर्गस्य उपपद क्षम्यतां गतिसमासः भवति. Now the intersection between upapada samasa and gati samasa is when an upasarga is used as an upapada. So when the upasarga itself gets used as an upapada, then it will still be upapada samasa. किमर्थम? उपपदम अस्ति तर्हि प्रत्ययः विधीयते इति प्रथमं द्रष्टव्यम्. If the pratyaya is gated on the upapada, it is upapada samasa. If the pratyaya is not gated on the upapadam, and that upapadam is in the gatis, the spashti, shukli and so on, or it is in the pradis, we collectively call it gati samasa. In order to justify this samasa, a thing is pulled from the next sutra, apakarsha kriyate, and we say कुगति प्रादयः इत्यत्र अतिङ् इति अपकृष्य गतिसंज्ञकस्य अतिङ्गासः इत्युक्ते कृदन्तेन सह समासः भवति. So that is the difference between upapada samasa and gati samasa. If there are any further questions on this topic, I'm happy to take, because we are almost reaching the end of the course, and these are like very crucial things that must be thoroughly clear in the brain. What is upapada, how the upapada samasa happens, how the vigraha, alaukika and laukika vigraha and so on has to be written. So if people have any questions, they can write. Till now, I can move to the next slide. So tatra asmin prakarane, in this 12th karapatram, we are going to see various other sutras, Alankhalvo Pratishedhayo Pracham Tva Udicham Mango Vyatihare Paravare Yogecha, and so on, up all the way up to Tu Shrimi Bhuaha Anvachanulomye, Ityeteshu Sarveshu Sutreshu अत्र उक्ताः प्रत्ययाः उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ उक्ताः सन्ति. एतेषां सर्वेषां विषये उपपदसमासः भवति उत न भवति इत्यस्मिन् विषये अत्र किञ्चित् नियमनं कृतम् अस्ति. So अलङ्खल्वोः प्रतिषेधयोः प्राचां त्वा इत्यतः अन्वच्चानुलोम्ये 3464. Let's go back and see this last one. Anvacchanuloम्ये 3464, because after that tumun and so on is again appearing. So from alankhalvoः प्रतिषेधयोः प्राचां त्वा up to anvacchanuloम्ये उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव त्वाणमुल् प्रत्ययो भवतः. Now that's okay so far. There is something else that needs to be understood. These twa and namul pratyayanta words, the krudantas, are actually avyayas. So the uttarapadam in that samasa is upapada samasa is the avyaya. All the twa pratyayanta words, gatva, pathitva, bhuktva, hitva and so on are all avyayas. So twa pratyayanta shabdaha twa tosun kasunah ityanena avyaya samnyakaha santi. नो चेत् णमुल् प्रत्ययश्च शब्दाः अपि कृन्मेजन्तः इत्यनेन अव्ययसंज्ञकाः सन्ति. कृत् म एजन्त मकारान्ताः शब्दाः अव्यकृदन्ताः अव्ययसंज्ञकाः सन्ति. So णमुल्, there is am at the end. Tumun, there is am at the end. Khamui, there is am at the end. So any krudantam that ends in ma without adding a vibhakti pratyaya, not like what pachakam and so on. We are not talking about that. Any krudanta in its original form, when it ends in ma, it is an avyaya. So कृन्मे जन्तः इत्यनेन णमुल् प्रत्ययान्त शब्दः अव्ययसंज्ञकाः सन्ति. क्त्वातोसुन् कसुनः इत्यनेन क्त्वा प्रत्ययान्त शब्दः अव्ययसंज्ञकाः सन्ति. So when the uttarapadam is avyaya, that is the place where the niyamanam happens. So upapada mating इत्यनेन सामान्य रूपेण विहितः उपपद समासः. तत्र पूर्वपदं तु उपपदमस्ति, उत्तरपदं कृदन्तमस्ति. कुम्भम and kar. So kumbha plus nasa, kru and ana. So kumbha plus nasa is the purvapada, kru plus ana is an uttarapada. Here kru plus ana is not an avyaya. It's simple. Kar word is generated. So then upapada samasa will happen. When the uttarapada is avyaya, like how it happens by twa pratyaya or namul pratyaya, tatra niyamanam bhavati. So अत्र उपपदस्य अव्ययेन सह उपपदमतिं इति समासः संभवति. अव्ययेन सह जायमानः उपपदसमासः त्रिभिः सूत्रैः नियम्यते. अमैवाव्ययेन तृतीया प्रभृति न्यन्यतरस्याम् and क्त्वा. So if you go to Upapadamating 2 to 19, immediate next three sutras are the Niyamana sutras. अमैवाव्ययेन तृतीया प्रभृति न्यन्यतरस्यां क्त्वाच इत्यत्र सर्वत्र कीदृशं नियमनं क्रियते. उत्तरपदम् अव्ययसंज्ञकम् अस्ति चेत् तत्र नियमनं भवति. So when creating upapada samasa, look at the uttarapadam first. Is it an avyaya? If it is not an avyaya, the krudanta, the right part of, not the whole thing, the right part, not the left part, the right part, is it an avyaya? If it is not an avyaya, proceed with the upapada samasa because there are no restrictions. If it is an avyaya, then you have to consider the remaining three parts. And avyayas, most of the avyaya samyaka krudantas, or 99.9% avyaya samyaka krudantas, in presence of upapadam, are all collected in sheet number 12. And therefore, we never discussed this point till now in the course. Now that when we really require it in sheet number 12, we are going to talk about how this niyamanam happens. So, idanim अद्यतन वर्गे अग्रे किं कुर्मः इति चेत् उपपदमतिं अमैवाव्ययेन तृतीया प्रभृतिन्यन्यतरस्याम् इत्येतेषां त्रयाणां सूत्राणाम् अद्य अध्ययनं कुर्मः. उपपदसमासस्य नियमनं भवति. Understand, there is a difference between niyamana and nishedha. Nishedha is outright negation. So for example, bhavan gacchatu ityasya nishedha bhavan ma gacchatu, completely outright negation. Whereas niyamana is basically reducing the scope. So bhavan gacchatu, bhavan kevalam sayankale gacchatu. That is a niyamanam. You reduce the scope. So eva, kevalam, ityeva, etadrishaihi shabdaihi atra prayoga निर्देशः क्रियते, तत्र नियमनम् अस्ति इति उच्यते. So that is what we are going to study in next three sutras. Now before that, there is a question that I can take. So how do we know that upasarga is going to participate in the upapada samasa or in the gati samasa? The answer is you have to look at the sutram. If the sutram says that the upasargasya upasthitau eva pratyayah bhavati, then the upasarga is an upapada. We have hundreds of such examples that are there. So predadnyaha, atra pashyantu, प्र उपसर्गस्य उपस्थितौ दा धातु अस्ति, धा धातु अस्ति चेत् तत्र क इति प्रत्ययः भवति. नो चेत् let's say, I mean, there must be a lot of examples regarding the upasarga. Let's see the bhutakala nirdeshaka also. उपसर्गे च संज्ञायाम् उपसर्गः उपसर्ग उपपदरूपेण प्रयुज्यते. Let's see something else, or maybe वर्तमान काल. Why don't I recollect any of them? Look at this. Pre lapa srudru matha vadavasaha. So vau kashalasa katthasrambha. So vi iti upapadasya upasthitau eva pratyayah. प्र इति उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव प्रत्ययः. सो सप्तमी विभक्तौ शब्दः अस्ति चेत् तत्रोपपदं सप्तमी स्थमित्यनेन प्रायः तस्य उपपदसंज्ञा भवति. तस्य उपस्थितौ एव प्रत्ययः विधीयते चेत् तत्र उपपदसमासः भवितुम् अर्हति. So somebody is saying, can we technically call it an upasarga? We can actually, because there is still a kriya yoga. So you are still saying pra plus lapa, pra plus su. So we can call it upasarga, but there is some weight in the question, and therefore this kind of samasa, we don't call it upasarga samasa, we call it gati samasa. So even if, I mean, not here, in the other cases also, we call it gati samasa. So we don't use the upapada term over there. Sorry, we don't use upasarga term over there. But technically, we can use this upasarga. So I think not this, but most of this commentary will use the word upapade to indicate that it is specifically an upapada. They won't use the word upasarga in such a context. So there is definitely some weight in that particular question or that particular argument. For explanation, I could say we can use the word upasarga. We don't use the word when indicating the actual name of the samasa. We either say upapada samasa or we say gati samasa. Okay. Agre gacchamaha. So please continue to send questions if you have, because these are the basic things and they should be like thoroughly clarified. But let's go to the next part. So these are the three sutras that we are going to talk in today's class. There are a few more questions. Just 1 second. So tatropapadam saptamistham should be required to find whether it is upapadam or not. Yes, that is correct. You need to have the word in the saptami. You should be able to justify it by tatropapadam saptamistham. Not every word in the saptami is justifiable by tatropapadam saptamistham. Vyakhyanam eva tatrante sharanam. But if the word is in saptami, it is highly likely that it can be justified by tatropapadam saptamistham. And as soon as it gets justified by tatropapadam saptamistham, it is upapada. Then whether it is one of those pradis, whether it is gati samyaka or whether it is avyaya, you don't have to worry about it. You can still call it upapada. That's the reason I showed most of these are all the time. Most of these examples will explicitly say pre upapade. They won't say pre upasarge. They'll say pre upapade. I think we talked about this point in a few classes ago. And eventually there is another question, does it really have the term upasarga? Yes. I mean, there is no harm in having the term upasarga, because essentially it is a kriya yoga. When does pradis don't have the upasarga term, you can actually go to kugati pradaya to understand this part. So if you go to kugati pradaya, the examples that they give specifically for pracharya, pranteva. See, so in these kind of cases, pra has nothing to do with the particular verb. Prantevasi, pracharya, and so on. So nishkaushambi, nirvaranasi. So these are not upasargas because they have no direct relation with the kriya. But in other cases, even over here, when the samasa is called upapada samasa, it is perfectly okay to say that these are upasargas on a semantic level, because they do have connection with the verb. Eventually, after all this discussion, I would like to clarify that by at the end of the day, this is all technical discussion, and in practice you are not going to use the word upasarga. You will still use the word upapada, or you will still use the word pradi samasa, sorry, gati samasa. So aren't all upasargas avyayas? That is correct. All upasargas are avyayas. But as I mentioned, in the current context, what we are talking about is the uttarapadam, which is avyayam. It has nothing to do with purvapadam, which is avyayam. So don't confuse between the two. Anyway, let's move on. So these are the three sutras that talk about the niyamanam of upapada samasa. Sarvatra uttarapadam avyayam asti chet samasaha bhavati va iti prashnah. Tatra prathamam sutram amayi va vyayena. Kaha vigrahah? Ama eva avyayena. Very simple sutram. Ama eva avyayena. उत्तरपदम् अव्ययम् अस्ति चेत् तदा एव समासः भवति यदा तद् अव्ययम् अम इति अस्ति. Ama eva avyayena. This is actually only a small part of the meaning. The actual meaning is a little big, but let's at least break the sutram and understand. Ama eva avyayena. अव्ययेन अव्ययसंज्ञकेन उत्तरपदेन सह उपपदसमासः तदा एव भवति यदा तद् अव्ययम् अम इति अस्ति. अम is the sound, is the drishya form, not necessarily the full drishya form, but the ending sound. So अम इत्युक्ते णमुल. णमुल इत्यत्र णकारस्य लकारस्य इत्संज्ञे उकारः उच्चारणार्थः सर्वेषां लोपः अम इति अवशिष्यते. खमुइ is also अम. So if that avyaya is pratyayanta avyaya, then you are allowed to do the upapada samasa. Not just that, there is a second clause, very weird and very interesting at the same time clause. Pratyaya vidhayake sutre pratyayam vina anyaha kopi pratyayah na bhavet. So you look at the pratyaya. The pratyaya must be and then you look at the sutram, and the sutram should only give that one pratyaya called ama. It cannot give any other pratyaya like twa or something else. If there is one and only one pratyaya given by that sutra which is ama, then you should do the samasa. Otherwise you should not do the samasa. Ama eva avyayena. So avyaya samnyakena upapadena saha upapada samasah tada eva bhavati यदा तद अव्ययम् अम प्रत्ययान्त अव्ययम् अस्ति तथा च प्रत्यय विधायके सूत्रे अम प्रत्ययं विना कोऽपि भिन्नः प्रत्ययः तत्र सूत्रे न पाठ्यते. So example, now all these examples, those of you who have memorized 3.4 is going to be very familiar sutras for them. Others can just take it. We will learn the sutras in the upcoming classes. For now, just understand that all these examples are picked from 3.4, which is sheet number 12. So in sheet number 12, starting from 3.4.18, here starting from 3.4.18 alankhalvo pratishedhayo pracham tva, I have just picked up some random sutras to demonstrate examples. The same sutras which the commentaries have picked up, I have picked up. So swadumiramula iti kinchana sutram asti. Forget about the meaning for the sutram. We will talk about this meaning in upcoming classes. Swadumiramula ityatra kru dhatoho namul pratyaya bhavati. Namul is pratyaya and there is no other pratyaya in the sutra. Therefore, both the conditions of the sutra amaivavyayena are satisfied, and therefore atra upapada samasaha bhavati. So swadunkaram. So this is upapada. Karam is the krudanta, and samasam krutva swadunkaram iti samastapadam siddhyati. So atra avashyam upapada samasaha bhavati. Let's take two counter examples. Alankhalvo pratishedhayo pracham ktva. इत्यस्मिन् सूत्रे क्त्वा इति प्रत्ययः पाठितः अस्ति. So क्त्वा is not at all it doesn't even sound like that, and therefore there will not be upapada samas over here. अत्र अव्ययम् प्रत्ययान्तं नास्ति, upapada samasah न भवति. So alam krutva इति भिन्न रूपेण प्रयोगः सिद्ध्यति. Why is this important? If the samasa would have happened, samase anaypurve ktuvo lyapa ityanena ktva pratyase labadeshe krute alankrutya iti dushprayogah tatra siddhyeta. So thankfully we don't have samasa over here. Alam krutva ityeva tishtati. Kimartham alankhalvo pratishedhayo pracham tva ityanena uktva ktva pratyaya iti nasti ataha. Let's take one more counter example. विभाषाग्रे प्रथमपूर्वेषु इति सूत्रमस्ति. अत्र प्रथमम् इति उपपदम्, तत्र धातोः क्त्वा तथा णमुल् इति द्वौ अपि प्रत्ययौ अनेन सूत्रेण उच्यते. Both the pratyayas are told. Now, is there an pratyaya? Yes, there is pratyaya. But is the only pratyaya in the sutram? The answer is no. So the second condition of amaiva vyayena fails. अत्र यद्यपि अव्ययम् प्रत्ययान्तमस्ति तथापि सूत्रे कश्चन भिन्नः प्रत्ययः पाठितः अस्ति, अतः अत्र उपपद समासः न भवति. So the second condition is not satisfied. So प्रथमं त्वा व्रजति समासः न भवति, even for the namul pratyaya samasah na bhavati, prathamam bhojam vrajati iti prayogaः siddhyanti. So meanings of all these prayogas, somebody is asking that we will talk about when we talk about those individual sutras. Somebody is also asking about the swadum. Is this a dvitiya vibhakti or whatever? So that's actually a valid question. There is a very interesting discussion about the swadum word. I will park that question for now and we'll discuss about it. It's going to take some 20-25 minutes to talk about this swadum business. We'll talk about it in the upcoming class. So atra, don't worry about the sutram, don't worry about vibhaktis, don't worry about meaning, just focus on whether samasa is happening or not. In the first case, namul is just nothing else, so samas happens. In the second case, there is no so samasa does not happen. In the third case, there is but it is not alone, so samasa does not happen. That's all that you need to know on this particular slide. Rest all can be parked right now. We will revisit it later. So अत्र अमैवाव्ययेन पूर्वेण समासे सिद्धे, पूर्वेण इत्युक्ते उपपदमतिङ्गित्यनेन, उपपदमतिङ्गित्यनेन समासे सिद्धे नियमार्थं वचनम्, अव्ययेन उपपदस्य यः समासः सः अमा एव भवति नान्येन, अव्ययम् अस्ति उपपदम्. If the upapadam is not avyaya, you don't have to worry. If the upapadam is avyayam, then it has to be ama and ama alone and nothing else. Ama eva bhavati nanyena. Same example, swadunkaram bhungte. In the same sutra, there is sampannakaram bhungte, lavanakaram bhungte. Same sutra derives all these examples. Ama eva iti kim? Tumun asti chet na bhavati. So I gave the example of twa. He gives the example of tumun. Tumun asti chet na bhavati. Evakaranam upapada visheshanartham. This part was also explained many classes ago. Remember that when you use the word eva, it is used to indicate some kind of niyamanam, but niyamanam is on the opposite entity. I explained this when we discussed Brahma Bruna Vritreshu Kvipa. I gave the example of Ganeshaha Modakam eva khadati. And when you say Ganeshaha Modakam eva khadati, the niyaman is on the Ganesha and not on the Modaka. So in the same way over here, ama eva, when you put the word eva on ama, the niyamanam is actually on the upapadam. The upapada has to do samasa only with ama avyaya and no other avyayas. So eva karanam upapada visheshanartham. That is the meaning of that. Ama eva yat tulya vidhanam upapadam. Ityukte, the upapadam which is told in a sutram that exclusively contains ama iti pratyayaha. So ama eva yat tulya vidhanam ityukte tat sutram yasmin kevalam am pratyah pathitah asti tasmin sutre yaha upapada shabdah pathyate saha tulya vidhanah asti uchyate. So that is also explained in the nyasa. Ama eva tulya vidhanam iti yena vakyena ayameva pratyayah vidhiyate natu pratyayantaram. इत्युक्ते येन सूत्रेण अयमेव प्रत्यय विधीयते न तु प्रत्ययान्तरम्. तेन सूत्रेण यदुपपदं निर्दिश्यते तद अमा एव तुल्यविधानम्. सो दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट. तस्यैव समासः भवति इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे एव कारकरणम् उपपदविशेषणार्थं क्रियते. सो अमा च अन्येन तुल्यविधानं तस्य मा भूत्. If the sutra gives ama or amma and something else, then the upapadam will be tulya. Upapadam will be simultaneously told with two of them. So amacha anyena tulyam tatra ayam samasah na bhavati. That is the second clause. The sutra should be exclusively talking about ama pratyaya and nothing else. Agre bhuktva, agre bhojam. These are the same examples on the previous slide. कौमुदीं पश्यामः. अमा एव तुल्यविधानं यदुपपदं तद एव अव्ययेन सह समस्यते. स्वादुङ्कारं न इह तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य विषये कालः भोक्तुम्. अमा एव इति किम्? अग्रे भोजम् अग्रे भुक्त्वा. विभाषा अग्रे प्रथम पूर्वेषु. So that's the same thing. विभाषा अग्रे प्रथम पूर्वेषु. This last example is taken from Kaumudi. विभाषा अग्रे प्रथम पूर्वेषु इत्यत्र अग्रे भोजम् अग्रे भुक्त्वा इति न भवति. ama cha anyena cha tulya vidhanam etat. So this sutram talks about ama and something else, the ktva pratyaya. So ama cha anyena tulya vidhanam etat iti atra vyakhya asti. So that's all about the biggest niyamana. Amaivavyayena ityanena kim bhavati केवलम् अम इति अव्ययम् अस्ति यस्मिन् सूत्रे तत्रैव समासः उपपदसमासः विधीयते नान्यत्र. So let's go to this particular sheet number 12. So you keep on looking at this alang khalvo pratishedhayo pracham twa udicham mango vyatihare paravare yogecha and so on. Keep on going. All, in all these sutras, yatra yatra. See, in most of the sutras, there's only namul, namul, namul. So it's all ama. There's only just ama, nothing else. So in all these cases, there will be samasa, ama, 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 and so on. And then at this particular place, upadamshas tritiyayam. At this particular place, 3447 Upadamshas Tritiyayam, the second rule takes over. So this first rule, Amaiva Vyayena, is up to that 3447. So Amaiva Vyayena, I mean, while giving, he doesn't give it that. While giving, he gives for the whole set, but then the Apavada will take over. So Amaiva Vyayena, even if it is given over the whole of sheet number 12, the scope of Amaiva Vyayena is only till 3446, not even 7, 3446. So start with 3418. That's where we will continue from the next class and go all the way up to 3446. That's the domain of Amaiva Vyayena. From the next sutram, again there is a niyamanam, but it is not Amaiva Vyayena, it is a different niyamanam. It is the second niyamanam, Trutiya Prabhrutini Anyatarasyam. So that's the word Trutiya Prabhrutini. The sutra itself gives the hint. Trutiya Prabhrutini, starting with the sutram that has the word Trutiya. So look at all the sheet, all the sutras. So Kashadishu Yatha Vidyanu Prayogaha till that point, and then there is Upadamshas Tritiyayam. So Yasmin Sutre Tritiya iti Shabdaha Vidyate तस्मात् शब्दात् अग्रे उपपदसमासस्य यत् नियमनम् अस्ति तत् नियमनं कारयितुम् अन्यत् सूत्रम् आचार्यैः पाठ्यते तृतीया प्रभृतीनि अन्यतरस्याम्. So अमैवाव्ययेन इत्यस्य स्कोप 3446 इति यावत् अग्रिमं सूत्रं तृतीया प्रभृतीनिन्यतरस्याम्. The sutram most of you should have understood by now. Upadamshas Tritiyayam, that's the place where the domain starts. Ityasmat sutrat arabhya agre vidyamanaihi sutraihi upapada samasasya niyamanam anyatarasyam vikalpena bhavati. So whatever was told by Amaivavyayena, that is now anyatarasyam, that is now optional. So what was told in the previous Amaivavyayena? Amaivavyayena tells that if Amma is the only avyaya, then the samasa will happen. This sutram, it makes that compulsory condition optional. So yatra amma ityeva vidhanam asti tatra vikalpena samasah bhavati. So upadamshas tritiyayam ityasmat agre पूर्वसूत्रेण उक्तः नित्यः समासः विकल्प्यते. So upadamshas tritiyayam, that itself sutram we can take an example. In this sutram upadamshas tritiyayam दंश धातोः नमुल् प्रत्ययः भवति. अत्र अस्मिन् सूत्रे एकः एव प्रत्ययः आम् इत्येव प्रत्ययः. So both the conditions of Amaivavyayena are satisfied. By Amaivavyayena we would have got compulsory samasa, but Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasya makes it optional. So atra vikalpena upapada samasah bhavati मूलकोपदंशं भुङ्क्ते मूलकेन उपदंशं भुङ्क्ते. By doing a samasa you can do मूलकोपदंशं, without samasa you can do मूलकेन उपदंशं. अनेन प्रकारेण अत्र उपपदसमासः विकल्प्यते. So अत्र अयं समासः compulsory भवितुमर्हति, नो चेत् विकल्पेन भवितुमर्हति. Now there is a question over here. Aren't all samasas optional? So the point is this, that when you take the Vigraha Vakya, you can use the Vigraha Vakya as it is, say Rajnyaha Purushaha, or you can combine it to form a samasa to say Raja Purushaha. That is a typical case for most of the samasas. You can either take the Vigraha Vakya asitayaha patihi, or you can do the samasa sita patihi. So from that sense, it is optional. But there are some specific types of samasas which we call aswapada vigraha samasas or nitya samasas. These are always compulsory. So upapada samasa, for example, is always compulsory. If you want to attach ana pratyaya, you must do upapada samasa. Kumbham karoti iti vigraha vakyam tu lekhitum shakyate. But that is a decision of doing or not doing krudanta. The choice that you are making is whether I want to do krudanta or not. So kumbham karoti is acceptable. If you want to do krudanta, upapada samasa is compulsory. So the choice is not for samasa. The choice is only for krudanta. So there are very few samasas that are called nitya samasas. They are called aswapada vigraha samasas. These are compulsory samasas. In that list, upapada samasa is one. So when the upapada samasa happens, it is compulsory. Here that particular samasa is made optional. So you can apply the krut pratyaya without the upapada samasa, even though the krut pratyaya is mandated in presence of upapada. So मूलकेन इति उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ अणमुल प्रत्ययः भवति. Had it been simple case like kumbhakara, samasa was compulsory. You cannot say kumbhasya karaha or anything. You have to do the samasa. Here, thankfully, that is optional thanks to anyatarasyam word. So upapada samasa is always compulsory. It is always nitya samasa except for these cases that we are enumerating right now. So amaivavyena ityanena uktah nitya samasah idanim atra vikalpyate. This is the example. Not just that, the tritiya prabhuti nyanyatarasyam says that when the upapada samasa does not happen by amaivavyena, tatrapi atra saha vikalpyate. So avyaye yathabhipretaakhyane kruyaktvanamulau iti sutramasti. Anena sutrena kru dhatoho णमुल प्रत्ययः तथा क्त्वा प्रत्ययः भवति. So the kru dhatu gives the namul pratyaya and ktwa pratyaya. Now here the namul pratyaya and twa pratyaya, two pratyayas are told over here, and therefore amaiva vyayana will not allow you to do the samasa. Even in those cases, the samasa is done. So avyaye yatha, so तृतीया प्रभृतिन्यन्यतरस्याम इत्यत्र विद्यमानेन अन्यतरस्याम इति शब्देन किमुच्यते. नमुल प्रत्यय से अम प्रत्यय से विषय, वी आर स्टिल टॉकिंग अबाउट अम. सो अम प्रत्यय से विषये पूर्वं नित्यः उक्तः समासः विकल्प्यते, पूर्वम् अनुक्तः समासः विकल्पेन विधीयते. अनेन प्रकारेण अत्र उभय विभाषा अस्ति. यत्र सूत्रे केवलम् अम् प्रत्ययः अस्ति तत्र अमैवाव्ययेन इति नित्यम् उपपद समासे प्राप्ते अत्र विभाषा, that is called prapta vibhasha. Yatra अन्य अम प्रत्ययेन सह अन्यः प्रत्ययः पाठितः अस्ति तत्र अमैवाव्ययेन इत्यनेनैव निषेधः क्रियते. तत्रापि विकल्पेन विधानम्. This is अप्राप्त विभाषा. So this way तृतीया प्रभृति न्यन्यतरस्याम is an example of उभय विभाषा. व्याख्यानं पश्यामः, सरलमेव अस्ति. ama iti eva anuvartate. So we are still talking about ama only. We are not talking about just the ktva pratyaya. We are only talking about ama pratyaya. What the previous sutra told, ama will get a sama. So ama is the avyaya, amma pratyayant avyaya. It will get the samasa if that is the only pratyaya told in the sutram. The next sutra says in that case it will be optional. The previous sutra says ama will not get the samasa if another pratyaya is told in that sutram. The next sutra says even in that case it is optional. So either way it makes it optional for ama pratyaya. So ama ityeva anuvartate. उपदंशस्तृतीयायाम् इत्यतः प्रभृतिनीयानि उपपदानि तानि अमासः एव अव्ययेन सह अन्यतरस्यां समस्यते तत्पुरुष समासः भवति. उपपद समास is always a type of तत्पुरुष समास. Nothing new over here. उभयत्र विभाषा. So this is ubhaya vibhasha. Look at this sutram. Yad ama eva tulya vidhanam. So when there is only ama pratyaya in the sutram, tatra tasya prapte. So that is prapta vibhasha. Prapte sati vikalpaha. Yad punaha ama cha anyena sah tulya vidhanam. If the sutram has ama and something else, then it is aprapte. So tatra अप्राप्त विभाषा अस्ति. मूलकोपदंशम मूलकेनोपदंशम अव्यय यथाभिप्रेताख्याने, same thing from the previous sutram, and so on. And ama ityeva, this is not about others pratyas like twa or tumun and so on. This is about ama. So upadam ama is tritiya ekvachanam. So upadamsha tritiyayam ityadini upapadani amantena vyena sahava samasyante मूलकेनोपदंशं भुङ्क्ते मूलकोपदंशं भुङ्क्ते इति अत्र प्रयोगः। इत्येतेषां सर्वेषाम् अर्थाः अन्य अग्रिमेषु वर्गेषु पठ्यन्ते. So that's the second sutram. So these two sutras, Amaiva Vyayena and Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasam, are about Ama, are about Amma, and the next sutram is about Tva Pratyaya. So it says that in this Tritiya Prabhutis, 47 onwards, somebody is asking what is Prabhutini mean? I actually assumed everybody would know. A Prabhuti means others. So this and others, Prabhutini. So where is this? Tritiya Prabhrutini. So Tritiya and others. So find a sutram that has Tritiya, and so somebody is asking, is it like other karakas? No, no. Understand this. Tritiya Prabhrutini means the sutram which has the word Tritiya and all the sutras following that sutram. So look at sheet number 12. We have 47th sutram which says Tritiya. So Tritiya word in Tritiya Prabhutini is nothing to do with Tritiya Vibhakti. It is nothing to do with the Vibhakti Prakaranam. It is the verbatim word called Trutiya Anupurvi. So you look at the physical sequence of characters called Trutiya. Where it is appearing? It is appearing in Sutra number 47. Tasmad Agre. Ityukte 48, 49, 50, 51 and so on. So this Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasyam is applicable for sutras which has the word Tritiya and all others that follow. So Upadam, I mean, you can take a look. Start with 3, 4, 18. There is no Tritiya, there is no Tritiya, there is no Tritiya. Keep on doing that exercise. And first time you will see Tritiya is here. Trutiya. So ityasmat agre vidyamananam sutranam vishaye vikalpah asti. Namul pratyasya vishaye iti tena sutrena uchyate. And the immediate next sutram is ktvacha. Same set of sutras, 47 onwards. Ktva pratyasya vishaye api vikalpah asti. So Tritiya Prabhutinyanyatarasyaam is the vikalpa for ama. Ktvacha, it is the vikalpa for ktva. This ktvacha, again, anyatarasyaam is coming down, so it is still a vikalpa, and is it aprapta vibhasha. Ktva pratyasya vishe kutrapi purvasutrena upapada samasasya praptihi nasti. So this is aprapta vibhasha. So there is one question over here. How do we know that we have to look at the word Trutiya here in this particular section? At the end of the day, Vyakhyanato Vishesha Pratipattihi Nahi Sandeha Danakshanam. Ama eva anuvartate upadamsha Tritiyayam ityata prabhrutini yani upapadani. So first paribhasha in the Shekhara, paribhasha in the Shekhara is Vyakhyanato Vishesha Pratipattihi. Don't look at the sutram and try to interpret on your own. Look at the Vyakhyanas, understand from the Vyakhyanas. So Vyakhyani ki muchyate upadamsha stritiyayam ityatha. Now you can ask another question on top of it. How does Kashika know? How does Kaumudi know? So one answer is it is by the parampara. I mean, from Panini it came to somebody else, then somebody else, then somebody else, and so on. By parampara it comes to us. So this is by that parampara we know this. And obviously you can also put some logic that we are talking about amaiva avyayena. So the whole context is ama eva avyayena. Now where is ama avyaya found? It is avyaya found. It is found only in sheet number 12 starting from 3, 4, 18. So obviously you have to look at Tritiya in that particular section. So that is also a logical answer, but the same answer can also be justified by Vyakhyanato Vishesha Pratipattihi. So somebody is asking, is it also true about the Tritiya Vibhakti present in the Upapadas? Please do not confuse about that. The word Tritiya present over here, I should have stressed this point. Why? I don't know why I thought this is so obvious, but Tritiya word over here has nothing to do with Tritiya Vibhakti on the Upapada. It is about verbatim word Trutiya, which is present in 3447. Then there are two people asking this question. Starting from Trutiya Kati Paryantam, Kutra Kutra Iyam Anuvritti Gachati, till the end. So starting from 3447, it goes all the way up to, see, this sutram Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasyam talks about Namul. So keep on looking. Where is Namul? Namul, 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 Namul. Namul ends over here. 3464. So then after 3464, there is no point. The Sutram is talking about Namul. The Namul is till 3464. After that, within like the page is ending, Krudanta Prakaranam is also ending. So then there is no point in going ahead. So starting from 3447 up to 3464, this particular Tritiya Prabhutini Anyatarasyam scope is going. And then the next sutram, Ktvacha. Why is that sutram, or what is the point of having the next sutra? Let's go here. What is the point of having Ktvacha? This sutram is about Ktva Pratyaya. Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasyam is only about Ama Pratyaya. So look at this. Ama ityeva anuvartate. Sorry, what noise was this? Ama ityeva anuvartate. So even though the anuvritti is all the way till that 3464, it is only for Namul. Now you also have Twa folks in this list. Avye yathabhipretakhyane kuryaktva and so on. You have Twa folks. Twa pratyasya vishaye upapada samasah bhavati va iti prashnaha. So understand this. Starting from 3418, Twa will never get samasa because the scope is amaivavyayena. Tritiya Prabhutini has not yet started. It is amaivavyayena. Amaivavyayena is extremely strict that it has ama only and nothing else. So ktwa, all are these rejected. The next one is also rejected, abhikshane namulcha, because it is ktwa plus namul. So it is not only namul. Similarly, vibhashagre prathama purveshu ktwa plus namul. That's rejected. Keep on, and after that you have swadumi namula and so on, or even khamoi, it's also ama. So swadumi namula anyathaiva kathamitham susiddha prayogaschet and so on. All this is namul. This is where amaiva vyayena will force a samasa. This force continues till you suddenly see the word tritiya, and then tritiya prabhuti nyanyatarasyam takes over from the amaiva vyayena. So Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasyam tells you that from now onwards, that samasa is optional. Amma is still in the scope. So still we are only talking about Amma. So starting from 47, Upadamsha Tritiyayam and so on, it is now optional. So optional, and so on. Keep on going optional. And then when you go to 15.9, it is still optional, but it is optional for Namul because we are talking about Amma. We are not talking about Twa. So Tritiya Prabhuti Nyanyatarasyam ityanena Namul Pratyasya Vishay Vikalpaha इदानीं क्त्वा प्रत्ययस्य विषये अपि विकल्पः इष्यते अतः अत्र क्त्वा इति क्त्वा च इति भिन्नं सूत्रम् अग्रिमं सूत्रम् आचार्यैः प्रदर्शितम्. So here, so तृतीया प्रभृतिन्यन्यतरस्याम् and क्त्वा च. So क्त्वा च इत्यनेन same thing उच्यते परन्तु तत्र क्त्वा प्रत्ययस्य विषये विकल्पः अस्ति. So if you go to the next सूत्रं क्त्वा च ama eva iti पूर्वयोगे अनुवृत्तम. Now that is stop. क्त्वा प्रत्ययेन सह तृतीया प्रभृतीनि अन्यतरस्याम समस्यते. So the scope is retained. It is still क्त्वा only. It is still तृतीया प्रभृतीनि only. But now the pratyaya is changed. It is क्त्वा pratyaya. So let's go to the slide and then it will be more clear. So upadamshas तृतीयायाम इत्यस्मात् सूत्रात् आरभ्य अग्रे विद्यमानैः सूत्रैः यत्र उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ क्त्वा प्रत्यय विधीयते तत्र उपपदसमासः विकल्पेन भवति. And that is the reason, actually, if you see the sheet number 12, the reason why क्त्वा pratyaya appears to be divided, there is a set of क्त्वा sutras before and there is a set of क्त्वा sutras after. So why can't he combine all क्त्वा sutras in the same place? The answer is exactly this. Some Ktva sutras he wants before sutra number 47, Tritiya, so that they will not get a samasa. Some Ktva sutras he wants them after 47, so that they will get a samasa. So purely for Upapada Samasa distinction or distinguishing between Upapada Samasa and non-Upapada Samasa, he keeps the Ktva Pratyaya some sutras above, some sutras below. So if the Ktva Pratyaya is given by a sutram which is before 47, then the scope is Amaivavyayena, and therefore no Upapada Samasa happens. If the Ktva Pratyaya is given after 47, then the scope is Ktva Cha, whose domain is Tritiya and onwards, 47 and onwards. So there is a Vikalpena Samasa. That's exactly what we are saying. Upapada Samasaha Vikalpena Bhavati. Most important, Samasa Pakshe Tva Pratyayasya Lyap Adeshaha Api Bhavati. So as soon as an optional samasa happens, you convert the tva to lyapa. So avyaye yathabhipretakhyane, number more than 47, that is what you should take a look at. So atra 47 ityasmat agre tritiya prabhrutini ityatra sutram asti. So uchchai plus kru anena sutrena tva pratyayah uchyate. Now we are not talking about namul. Namul was already covered by tritiya prabhuti nyanyatarasyam. Now we are talking about tva. Tva pratyayah asti atra vikalpena samasah bhavati uccaihi krutya no chet uccaihi krutva. Atra uccaihi krutya ityatra lyapa pratyayah samase krute samasene purve kto lyapa iti lyapa pratyayah. Another example, Tushnimi Bhuvaha, again larger than 47, Tritiya Prabhuti, that's it. So Tushnimi Bhuvaha ityatra Tushnim upapadam tatra bhudhatuhu ktva pratyesa samase krute tushni bhuya samasam na krutva tushnim bhutva iti bhavati. And this is aprapta vibhasha because ktva never was allowed to do a samasa. By Amaivavyayena or by Tritiya Prabhutinyanyatarasyaam, they were only talking about Ama. They were not talking about Tva. So Tva was not at all participating in the Samasa. Now the Samasa is being optionally told. Purvam aprapte idanim vidhiyate, that is aprapta vibhasha. So Tva pratyasya vishaye उपपदमतिं इत्यनेन जायमानस्य उपपदसमासस्य अमैवाव्ययेन इति नित्यं निषेधे प्राप्ते पुनः तत्र विकल्पेन प्राप्तिः भवति. So that is essentially the whole system. The sheet number 12 is divided into two sections. Section before sutra number 47 and section after sutra number 47. I mean before 47 means till 46. 47 itself is included in the second section. So first section is till 46. The second section is 47 onwards. In the first section, the hard and fast rule is that yatra sutre ama ityeva avyayam asti na anyat kimapi pathyate tatra samasah bhavati. So ktva will not get samasa for cases 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and so on. Namul will also not get samasa for 22, for example, or say 24, for example, because it is not a pure pratyaya in that sutram. It shares the area with ktva. That is not allowed. That is the gist of amaivavyayena. That strict condition continues till 46. From 47 onwards, the condition is slightly relaxed. तृतीया प्रभृतीनि अन्यतरस्याम् नमुल प्रत्ययस्य विषये तत्र विकल्पः उच्यते. त्वा प्रत्ययस्य विषये तादृशः एव समासः नास्ति, तस्य विकल्पः न उच्यते. नमुल प्रत्ययस्य विषये विकल्पः उच्यते. And the next sutram continues the same argument and त्वा प्रत्ययस्य विषये अपि तत्र विकल्पः उच्यते. So starting from 47 onwards, everywhere there is optional samasa. Let's quickly look at the commentary of Ktvacha. So ama eva iti purva yoge anuvrittam tena anyatra na prapnoti iti vachanam arabhyate ktva pratyayena sah tritiya prabhrutini upapadani anyatarasyam samasyate uccaihi krutya uccaihi krutva and so on. Avyaya yatha vipretakhyaane kruyaktvanamulau. So number larger than 47. Samas pakshe lyabeva. So somebody is asking, when the ktva pratyay is to be used in a samasa, will it always get replaced by lyapa, by samase anay purvektvo lyapa? Uh, Let me rectify that statement. When the ktva pratyaya has to be used in a samasa with an avyaya, so avyayena sah samasah bhavati. उच्चैः कृत्य इत्यत्र उच्चैः इति अव्ययम् अस्ति, तत्र ल्यब् इति भवति. परमं कृत्वा, परम कृत्वा, उत्तम कृत्वा तादृशेषु स्थलेषु न भवति, परन्तु अव्ययेन सह यत्र समासः भवति तत्र नित्यम् उपपद समासस्य विषये क्त्वा प्रत्ययस्य लबादेशः नित्यं भवति. सो समासपक्षे ल्यबेव. तृतीया प्रभृति नित्येव अलं कृत्वा. सो ही गिव्स एन एग्जांपल बिफोर 47. So alam krutva alang khalvo pratishedhayo pracham tva is sutra number 18. It is here. Here ktva pratyay is not to be included. This is before 47. Here there is a strict nishedha. The next one, which is all the way towards the end, is after 47. That's where the restriction is lifted. It's removed optionally. So vikalpena samasaha bhavati. That is the reason why the twa pratyaya seems to be bifurcated into set of sutras before 47 and set of sutras after 47. So atra tritiya prabhutini upabadani twantena sah va samasyante uccaihi krutya uccaihi krutva and so on. Same set of examples are over there. And that completes today's class. So perfectly on time. The gist of today's class, two important things. The table at the beginning of the class that tells you how to do the alaukika vigraha and which vibhakti pratyaya you should add on the upapada. That is the first half of the class. The second half of the class was about the niyamanam on upapada samasa. Let me summarize it for one last time in 2 minutes. Yatra yatra कृदन्तं स्वयं अव्ययं नास्ति तत्र उपपद समासः नित्यं भवति तत्र कोऽपि विकल्पः नियमः निषेधः किमपि नास्ति यत्र कृदन्तं स्वयमेव अव्ययमस्ति तत्र त्रीणि सूत्राणि उच्यन्ते तत्र प्रथमं सूत्रम् अमैवाव्ययेन इट्स स्कोप इज अप टू 46 अनेन सूत्रेण अम इत्यस्यैव समासः भवति क्त्वा इत्यस्य समासः न भवति इत्युक्ते निषिध्यते अम इत्यस्य विषये अपि सूत्रे केवलम् अम् पाठितः अस्ति चेदेव समासः अन्यत्र समासः नास्ति. That amaivavyena sutram does not give you option. It is either compulsory samasa or nishedha. Then comes 47 onwards. That is captured by tritiya prabhuti nyanyatrasyam. Tritiya word does not talk about tritiya vibhakti in tritiya prabhuti nyanyatrasyam. Obviously here in sutra number 47, when you say upadamshas tritiyayam, that tritiya definitely indicates tritiya vibhakti. The tritiya prabhrutini anyatarasyam, which is in the upapada samasa section, this word tritiya prabhrutini is verbatim trutiya, which you have to look up in the sheet number 12 and you see it in sutra number 47. From that place onwards we have two sutras, one giving an option for namula, that is tritiya prabhrutini anyatarasyam, second giving an option for ktva, that is ktvacha, and that tvacha sutram is the reason why the ktva pratyaya seems to be bifurcated. Few sutras at the top where there is absolutely no samasa, few sutras at the bottom where there is an optional samasa. अभ्यासं पश्यामः. सो यथा पृष्टम् एकम् उदाहरणं लौकिकविग्रहाभ्यां सह निर्दिशत. So as I mentioned, I have given one condition on the upapada and one condition on the pratyaya. So kartari krut pratyaya kartari upapadam, karmani krut pratyaya karane upapadam, kartari krut pratyaya adhikarane upapadam, and all they have to write is laukika and alaukika vigraha. No prakriya or anything, just laukika and alaukika vigraha. Second, ekavakyena artham likhata, one line meaning. Don't write essays. One line meaning for these four sutras, and there is gatikaraka upadanam. There is a paribhasha at the end. So ekavakyena artham likhata. Now there are a couple of comments that I can take. So ktvacha is, it seems that the ktvacha ordains the upapada samasa only for bhu and kru dhatus. So that's a very good observation. So look at this. All this twa is only for bhu and kru dhatus. So that is correct. So twa ch ityस्य विषये केवलं भू तथा क्रू धातोः विषये एव अस्ति. अग्रे बहवः प्रश्नाः सन्ति. Just 1 minute. So can you come up with a comprehensive chart of Gati and Upapada Samasa? We will try to capture that topic all the way in the last class. Otherwise, I'll just create a chart and share on the group. Let me see. In the last class, when I'm doing summary, I should be able to capture that particular point. Then so namas, somebody is saying there are words like namaskritya and namaskritva both. So in namaskritva, you can always say that there are these two different words like krutva. Here is a normal tva pratyaya, right? So it is a namas as an avyaya and krutva as a different word. So then it's a normal tva pratyaya which is not forced in presence of namas. So you can just say namas as a separate word altogether. And krutva. So maybe you can just say these are completely two different words and we have just joined them, or you can consider them as an arsha prayoga probably. I think I have taken most of the questions. We are anyway running out of time. So samapayamaha agrima saptahe punarekvaram niyamitharupena kakshadvayam bhavishyati. In the next class, eventually now we will start with the actual sutras. So we have spent some time on prakriya, we have spent some time on talking about shastra, we have spent time on talking about the upapada samasa niyamanam. Now we have the necessary tools, materials, so that we can quickly go over all the sutras from this particular section. So अस्य प्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणाम् अध्ययनम् अग्रिमवर्गात् प्रारभामहे. That itself will take some 5, 6, 7 classes, and after that particular discussion is over, I'll take 1 or 2 summary classes and then we will close up. The last class will be class number 140. That will be the last class. Last class will have mostly the samapanam. So so for example, if anybody of you, or I expect some of you to talk about the course or talk about your own experience, so I'll unmute you and I'll let you speak. Or for example, chief guest will have some things to say and so on. So other than that, though, there won't be much teaching in the last class. So till class number 139, there will be proper course, and in class number 140 we will have some quick summary, and course will conclude. So exam reminder, exam is on the last day of July, 31st July, I think, to 2nd of August. I'll send the instructions, exact instructions, closer to the final date. So समापयामः. अग्रिमसप्ताहे नियमितरूपेण कक्षाद्वयं भविष्यति. अष्टाध्यायी जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानाम् उपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्दब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान्यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.